I can now chalk up. I've spoken to two Miss Marylands in my life. One is the recent crown, Bridget, and this person I'm talking to now, Sonia Bowie, was crowned a few years ago. Welcome to Good Morning, Frederick, Sonia.
Hi, Danny. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So I have set these interviews up through the Do Gooder Awards. So are you nominated for an award this year again?
I am, and I'm so honored and just humbled. Just it's a wonderful program, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Oh, well, I think it is amazing that we have so many people doing such great things and makes our community just phenomenal. I think, though, was it last year that you and your daughter were nominated?
Yes, and my daughter took the Youth Do-Gooder Award for 2023. Very proud of her.
Yes, obviously the apple does not fall far from that tree. So tell me, now we were just talking before we started recording. You work at Hood College.
I do.
And how long have you been there?
Almost 5 years. So I
Okay.
I work with the doctoral program in organizational leadership. It's a great opportunity for me.
That is
Mhm.
awesome. Tell me a little bit, and I know we'll get to the do-gooding stuff, but I think it's really all interwoven. Tell me about your kind of history with pageants and how this kind of propelled you, or did it just give you that platform to do great things?
I came to this country at a very young age, and I didn't have a lot of mentors and a lot of people to support me throughout the process. And my parents tried everything they could um, with the little resources they had. So, fast forward, went through high school, kind of did everything on my own, preparing for college. And then college came along, and I went to the University of Maryland. I'm a proud Terrapin, and I learned a lot through that process that I was able to give back to my brothers who prepared and also are Terrapins themselves. We're all alumni. And that's when I started seeing that there are a lot of opportunities, and I have always had the the lesson from my mom to serve, to give back, that even with the little bit that you have, you can still make a difference in someone's life. So, as I was working on my master's degree, I realized that I was running out of money to go to school. And I was told about the Miss America organization, and I said, might as well try if it's free and it gives me opportunities to go to school and gives me scholarship funds. Why not? So I tried the first year, made top 10. Second year, I skipped it, just thinking, okay, I had a great opportunity. This was fun. But then I realized, you know what? I want to give it my all and see if I can actually win this title because the state of Maryland welcomed my family so many years ago. It would be an honor to represent them at the Miss America stage. And I worked hard and won the title of Miss Maryland 2000. And they paid for my entire graduate studies. Plus, I had all of these incredible opportunities to meet, the Ravens, who were that they're my team, and they were the first Super Bowl champions in 2000. So I had a chance to meet them, and had the chance to go to the President Bush's inauguration. I mean, there were just so many incredible opportunities. So their big focus is service. The Miss
Yeah.
America organization wants you to serve and give back, and that's what I
Yeah.
do.
And it's awesome because it didn't stop in in 2000 for you. And I love that because it is truly part of who you are. And I felt that even with Bridget
Yeah.
talking to her newly crowned just this year, her ideas of things that she wants to bring forth and the fact of going to school and all of that, making it possible. I think it's just phenomenal that it exists and you were able to take advantage of it. That's really great.
Well, the life skills that people learn, as I've known Bridget since she was a teenager competing, and I had the pleasure to mock interview her while she was in that whole process. And she's a lovely young woman, and she truly represents what the Miss Maryland and Miss America organization is all about. And I
Yeah.
think with the life skills that we learn, we realize that it's not about the crown. It's not about walking a stage in a beautiful gown. I mean, all those things are the showcase, right?
Right.
The real work is what happens behind the scenes, where you are really working with the community and making an impact. And I think that, since that resonated with me since I was a little girl and learning and watching my mom give back, I continued that. And this just gave
Yeah.
me a bigger platform to do so.
Where did your parents immigrate from?
My mother is from Bogota, Colombia, and my father is from Pakistan.
Oh, wow.
So, a little fun fact, I was the first multicultural Miss Maryland, and so far, the only.
Really? I
Yes.
That's crazy actually to think about that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We need
And you
more South
still
Asian and Latinas in there.
Yeah, yeah. You still volunteer and give back though by coaching and helping, and I know you're really involved in a lot of different organizations
Mhm.
like that. So the Do Gooder Award for you, what's the passion project currently where you're giving back?
So, both with the Miss Maryland organization and Distinguished Young Women, I was introduced to the DYW program a few years ago, almost 10 years ago. And I loved it so much because it's really about a young high school student and nurturing them and giving them these scholarship opportunities. And it's absolutely free to participate in. And what I started doing, going back and forth here, with the Miss Maryland organization, I established the Miss Maryland sorority in 2016. And I was able to connect and pull in former Miss Marylands. And now we have over 30 of us from 1964 to 2024 that are still involved and are giving back with scholarships. And we established a scholarship award for young women as well. And so we not only mentor and coach, but we also raise funds to help with scholarships. And with Distinguished Young Women, I was asked if I would like to be a volunteer. And over the years, I've just learned that it's not a pageant like Miss Maryland and Miss America is. Distinguished Young Women is truly about scholastics and service and scholarship. And that's what I love, working with young women who are 16 and 17, who are so new to the world and life, and giving them life skills to be able to speak in front of a public and the audience, learn how to be confident within themselves and love themselves and respect each other and present their opinions in a kind and gentle way.
Yeah, I about the same time I learned about Distinguished Young Women. I didn't even know of the organization previous to that, and I do love the kind of the platform, I guess, of that whole organization is
Mhm.
really about developing young women who are confident, who may overcome some of their, we all feel self-conscious and want to put on, the best we can. And it really, I think some of that just really reinforces how great each individual is. And I just love that about that program.
Yes, yes, and the interesting thing is Miss America has been around since 1921, 103 years old,
Wow.
and Distinguished Young Women has been around since 1958. I didn't even know about it in high school. It would have been
Yeah.
nice to have at least learned about it, but now that is my mission, and the cool part is it all comes full circle. I am now able to award through the partnership that I developed with Hood College. We are awarding in-kind tuition scholarships to distinguished young women and the Miss Maryland organization. So we are just so excited because these young women are go-getters and leaders, and that's what we want on campus.
Well, we can't wait till all these beauty girls and smart women walk across that Hood College stage, in their gowns, maybe with a crown, maybe not, but no. Look, I think it's really amazing. And I think the fact that the Miss Maryland, Miss America, these pageants are really giving educational opportunities to people who may not have otherwise had it or would have been saddled with hundreds and thousands of
Yes,
dollars of debt.
yes,
Um, and you learn so much along the way, right? You
exactly.
develop this opportunity, this speaking voice. You develop the confidence to stand in front of hundreds of people on television and perform and do all these great things. I just think it's wonderful. And we are so happy that Frederick is your community, that we get the benefit of all the great stuff you're doing. I love. I want to be invited to the next reunion of all the Miss Marylands. I think that is
Done.
phenomenal because I know of a couple. I think Jamie Foxx was a little
Yes.
younger than me in Frederick. I know we have a lot of mutual friends, and I think that would be a fun party to sit in and watch and listen to all the great experience from every one of those women.
So can I plug in just a little something interesting and a project that I've been working on with Yemi, the very famous local artist here in Frederick?
Yes.
We have talked. He helped out a lot with some other Hood College items, and he's just a phenomenal, talented man. And I pitched him the idea of how about celebrating Miss Marylands who have impacted Frederick, came from Frederick, live in Frederick, and he loved it. So we are actually working on a mural representing all of the Miss Marylands who have touched Frederick in some way, and I'm
Oh
excited.
my goodness, that is going to be amazing.
So you
That
have to
is going
think
to
of that.
be how many Miss Marylands though have been
Mhm.
from Frederick?
We have Miss Maryland's, and then years later, the teen program started. So together, so far, we have 16, and one, Virginia Chaw, Miss Maryland, I want to say she was in the 80s. She was the only Miss Maryland who became first runner-up to Miss America that year, to Debbie
Yes,
Turner.
she graduated from TJ High School in
Oh,
1984. She was the year ahead of me, a year or two, maybe 83. 83 I
okay.
think, cuz I think we were cheerleaders together at TJ High
Oh,
School.
so
Yes.
then you know her well, and she's gone on to do amazing things. Now she's in California on the air. It's awesome.
Yes, it's awesome. Well, we are so grateful that you are here. If there's ever anything we can do to support you, you've got us 100%. And we know that you and your daughter are going to continue to keep doing good. And we're so grateful to be the beneficiaries of that in Frederick. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Danny. And please let anyone know if they have an 11th grader, a young lady who wants to try out Distinguished Young Women, to reach out to me, because you can just go to distinguishedYW.org, apply on the website. It's free, no fundraisers, no registration fees. It is absolutely free thanks to many of our donors and sponsors. And I'm right now accepting applications for the local program of Distinguished Young Women. So that's all they have to do is fill it out on the website, and I'll be in touch.
We will make sure I'll put the website up on screen as well, and I'll include it in the when we post this interview, so
Thank
that
you.
people can get right to you for sure.
Thank you, Danny. This was so much fun. I appreciate all that you do for the
Oh,
community, and I'm a big listener, always in
oh,
the morning.
thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Thank you.